Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What if I told you that one of the biggest rumors in the NFL right now, especially for Seahawks fans, could actually reshape the entire NFC West? That's right. According to reports from Adam Schefter, there's a strong buzz that the Pittsburgh Steelers, currently sitting at a pretty balanced 4-4 record, but facing some serious salary cap pressures after that massive deal with T.J. Watt worth $112 million, are exploring a bold move. And that move? Trading Watt to the Seahawks in exchange for a conditional first-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds like a blockbuster, and honestly it is. But the reasons behind it make a lot of sense when you dig into the details. The Steelers, as of now, are dealing with about $9 million over the cap heading into 2026, which is a significant obstacle for a team that's trying to rebuild and stay competitive. Their focus is shifting towards bolstering the offensive line, especially considering how the passing game has been a bit inconsistent this season. Kenny Pickett, the young quarterback, has shown flashes, but the protection up front needs work. Plus, their defense is allowing about 22 points per game, which isn't terrible but isn't exactly elite either. They see Watt at 31 years old as a trade asset because, despite his age, he remains one of the most disruptive pass rushers in the league, a true tornado coming off the edge, a game wrecker capable of changing the course of a game in a matter of seconds. Now, think about the Seahawks. They've been rebuilding their defense, especially after losing some key pieces last season. They have about $21 million in cap space, which gives them some breathing room to make bold moves. Their defensive line has been a work in progress, with a rotation that includes players like Mafe, who has shown a lot of promise. Mafe, with a PFF pass rush grade of 84.6, has the potential to develop into a top-tier edge rusher, and having Watt alongside him would be an instant upgrade. They've struggled a bit with their run defense and sacks in 2025, which has been a concern, but adding Watt could change that dynamic almost overnight. This move, if it happens, wouldn't just be about adding a star. It's about transforming the Seahawks' front seven into one of the league's most formidable units. Watt, since entering the league in 2017, has accumulated an astonishing 105 sacks, including 10 sacks in just 8 games this season. That's elite production, and he's still performing at an extremely high level, with a pressuring rate that ranks among the best in the league. His pressure percentage is up to 24%, and he's forcing fumbles, tackles for loss, and creating chaos in the backfield. His PFF pass rush grade of 93.2 until September 15 of this year is practically unheard of for a player his age. And it's not just about Watt's individual stats. It's about what he represents for the Seahawks' defense. You see, Seattle has been looking for that player who can elevate the entire unit, and Watt, with his relentless motor and pass rushing techniques, fits that mold perfectly. If the Seahawks acquire him, they would be adding a player who can mentor rookies like Mafe, who has a PFF grade of 84.6, and help them develop into consistent contributors. Plus, Watt's presence on the field would boost the pressure rate from around 38% to potentially 46%, a huge jump that could lead to more sacks, more turnovers, and more stops on third down. This kind of upgrade could push the Seahawks' defense into the top-tier category, making them not just playoff contenders, but real Super Bowl threats. The numbers support this idea. If Watt joins the Seahawks, projections suggest they could reach around plus 20 sacks in 2025, a significant increase from their current total of 18. The pressure rate on opposing quarterbacks would skyrocket, and teams would have a much harder time establishing any rhythm on offense. Imagine Watt and Mafe working together, with Watt mentoring the younger pass rusher, helping him refine his technique and instincts. That kind of leadership and talent infusion could turn the Seahawks into a nightmare for offenses in the NFC. Now, let's talk about the big picture here. The Seahawks, with roughly $21 million in cap space, are in a position to make this kind of move without jeopardizing their future. They're actively looking for ways to improve their roster, especially after a somewhat disappointing run in 2025, where sacks have been down and the run defense has struggled, allowing an average of 125 yards per game. Adding Watt would be a game changer, not just because of his individual talent, but because of the message it sends to the division and the league. The Seahawks are serious about contending, and they're willing to invest in their defense to do it. And speaking of impact, the Seahawks' Super Bowl odds would undoubtedly see a significant boost with this move. Currently, their odds are around +2,500, but with Watt in the fold, some projections see those odds improving to +1,300. That's a massive jump, comparable to the impact that Von Miller had when he joined the Rams in 2021, boosting their defensive efficiency by 18%. Watt, as an X-factor against division rivals like the Cardinals, who are allowing an average of 3-7 sacks per game, could be the difference maker that elevates Seattle into the elite NFC conversation. His ability to generate +15% EPA defensively, combined with his disruptive presence, would allow the Seahawks to pivot from a good team to a great one, especially as they aim for that elusive Super Bowl title. Of course, this kind of trade isn't just about immediate results. It's about building a long-term dynasty. Watt, with his experience and leadership, could be the cornerstone around which the Seahawks build their front seven for years to come. Pairing him with rising stars like Mafe and mentoring rookies on third-down stops, they could create a defense that's not only feared but also incredibly versatile. The reduction in big plays allowed, from 11 to 7 per game, would help this team control games better and give Geno Smith and the offense more chances to shine. So what does all this mean for the Seahawks? It's a bold move, no doubt, but one that could dramatically alter the franchise's trajectory. The potential to transform their defensive line into an unstoppable force, to elevate their chances at a deep playoff run, and to finally challenge for a Super Bowl, all of that hinges on the possibility of bringing T.J. Watt to Seattle. And if the rumors are true, this could be one of the most significant trades in recent NFL history, not just for the Seahawks, but for the league as a whole. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, is this really going to happen? Well, only time will tell. But the signs point to a serious possibility, and the implications are huge. The Steelers are looking to optimize their cap space, focus on their offensive line, and rebuild their defense with assets that can help them in the long run. Meanwhile, the Seahawks are eyeing that next step, becoming a dominant force again, with a defense led by one of the best pass rushers in the league and a front seven that's ready to impose its will on anyone. This potential trade, if it comes to fruition, will be a game changer. It's about reimagining what's possible for the Seahawks and setting a new tone for their defense. It's about creating a legacy, about making a statement that they're here to contend now and for years to come. The NFL landscape is always shifting, and right now, the Seahawks have a real shot to be at the center of that shift, thanks to the possibility of adding a player like T.J. Watt. It's exciting, it's bold, and it's exactly the kind of move that could propel this team back to the top. Stay tuned, Seahawks fans, this story is just beginning, and I promise you it's going to be one of the most intriguing developments of the season. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think bringing Watt to Seattle would make them favorites in the NFC? Or do you believe the Steelers should hold on to their star pass rusher? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Seahawks news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory, and with moves like this possibly on the horizon, the future looks incredibly bright for the Seahawks. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Seahawks.